had my little miracle baby, and of course she was beautiful. Everything worked properly, 10 toes and smiles, and it was the best day.
It was just something that I couldn't wait to happen after waiting 10 months, it seemed like.
Oh, first kid, I was so happy. The family, and it's amazing.
Bright eyes. I mean, he looked at me like, oh.
She counted the fingers and the toes and kind of waited for the first breath.
I just wanted him to have a normal life.
To be able to be successful and do whatever she wanted.
Everything, whatever she wanted to be.
He was going to be my little superstar.
Scholarship to Harvard Law, maybe a Senate seat.
He just want a healthy boy. That's what we're expecting.
About 1 year old, we noticed when she did start walking, we would call her name and she wouldn't respond right away.
We say, Alan. He didn't turn back.
After about the 12th month, noticed that she didn't think she was reacting to sound appropriately.
He didn't do well on the hearing, on the screening, at birth screening. So
she wouldn't pay attention to when we made silly sounds or anything like that. So we thought something was wrong.
She slammed 2 pans together when I was outside, and her son, turned around, and my daughter didn't.
There was fireworks, and he don't do anything about the noise of fireworks.
They did a series of tests, one of them being a hearing test.
She comes walking with like a chart and this big binder. And she says, Mr. and Mrs. Pavlik, can I talk to you in another room? And that's all she had to say.
Went to the audiologist at All Children's Hospital, and that's when they said that she was deaf.
Melissa wasn't ever going to be able to hear me say I love you. That was really hard for me to think.
The world crumbled. Life kind of stopped.
For me, it was hard. But for his father, it was more hard.
It's more difficult than you can imagine. It's like having a kid that's hurting and you want to take the pain away, but there's nothing you can really do.
It was the second worst moment of my life.
It was very hard to swallow. There were times I would tell my wife, the doctors, they don't know what they're saying.
Because you are not prepared to hear that your son is dead. How that happened, how that happened to Alan, because in our family there is no history of that.
I wouldn't take it in. I didn't even believe it.
We did not think that she was deaf.
He's like, well, what can we do for you? And I said, you know what I want you to do? I want you to give me a little bottle of pills, like amoxicillin. And I want you to say, give her these and she'll be able to hear.
Just didn't feel educated enough. I didn't know what to do, and nobody would tell me what to do.
How are we going to learn how to communicate with her? How is her brother going to communicate with her?
No sports, no Saturdays, no real mainstream school.
But it wasn't really until we realized that the hearing aids weren't doing any benefit for her at that point in time, and then they started talking about surgical options, that the things started really, really getting a little scary.
Okay, now, she turned her mind, she told me to speak, and I said hi to my daughter. It was a moment. She opened up her eyes real wide and looked at me. Still, I can't get over that moment.
They just gave me a pamphlet, and I said, well, what's this? And they said, oh yeah, we've got these in, it's the Bolesta Center. And it says, teaching your daughter to hear and speak, or your child to hear and speak. And I was like, no way.
It's so amazing that we flew to New Orleans to hear about the Bolesta Center, which was in our backyard.
And the director said, yes. What we do is tap into the residual hearing.
They really told us that they were going to work with the parents as well as the children. And we found that we needed just as much help, that our son would need.
When we opened that door, we're going to your home. We have fun.
And they really care about the kids. The Bolesta is all about learning to hear and speak through play.
Over 90%, probably a little over 95% of deaf children are born to families with no other deaf person.
He's excited about it. With a structured setting like Bolesta, she understands that there's a goal.
And they knew every step of the way what to do.
Taught us how to teach our daughter.
Where the real work is done is in a place like Bolesta Center. The coaching has to happen in a place like Bolesta.
Well, I learned how to speak, how to hear when I first got my cochlear implant, how to understand.
I know I have a lot of hopes. There's no limits for her.
She will not be limited. She can play music, she can hear music, she can be happy, just a happy child.
She's doing great. She's completely mainstream, third grader, straight A student.
Melissa is 17 years old, a senior, and she's been accepted into the University of Tampa. Been playing tennis for about 10 years.
Played flag football. Made several touchdowns. And we have it on film, and that's something we thought would never happen.
Completely normal life because of Bolesta.
If it wasn't for that center, I still would have been maybe in denial or still wandering around, not knowing how to communicate with my daughter.
With the help of Bolesta and the program, I think that right now there is no limit for him.
Grief. Take hearing loss as a loss because it is a loss and you need your time to grieve over it.
It's not about you, it's not about the inconvenience to you, it's about the child.
Know that there is a lot of different options for your child. There is a lot out there and there is a lot of hope.
Without Bolesta, Casey, she wouldn't be my Casey that she is today. She'd be a different Casey.
We've got to find a way to make this difference for kids. It's a job they can hold versus being on disability. It's being independent versus being dependent. This is worth doing. It makes a big difference. Those who can should help. If it touches your heart like it does mine, I'm sure you'll look like I do at this being very worthwhile for us to do for our children in our region. It helps our community. It's good for your families long term. It's good for their families. And we'll thank you for doing it.
Thank you, Bolesta Center. Thank you, Bolesta, for teaching me how to talk. I really thank Bolesta for teaching me how to listen and speak.
Thank you, Bolesta, for helping me grow up and speak better and listen better and be like the other kids. Thank you.